Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to one and all of you to Six Oscillators, where guitars and synthesizers collide. Or synthesizers and guitars collide. Whatever is your preferred order of matters, of subjects. And oh boy, we're up for a good one today. You know that some of you come to this show for the information, or just for the hang, or just to laugh at the sad old git on the screen. But you know that you get some entertainment guaranteed because of the usual trend wrecks I managed to put together. And yes, today is gonna be one of those, in different levels, but it's gonna be a big one. I'm still in this corner, still getting ready the studio, but I'm also on the ways to get in a practice room that might or may not become my streaming studio for the time being, if I manage to get one or two details put together and working. You know, the eternal fight of the tech. It has to happen. Just before keep blabbing, let me start by checking. The eternal fight of the yes, we got sound. Some of you might have heard that even. So many things happen in these 30 odd days. The world is moving, changing, evolving, de-evolving, collapsing, and mistakes get made. Suppositions are followed blindly, and lessons are being learned. Hence my intention today to start making a kind of a big deal of an apology and a mea culpa and a confession. Because I owe to several people to do so, and I love to pay my dues. If you came on our last show, I was trying to showcase this little red thingy, the Eurorack module called Behringer PP1, sad name, but hey, which is audio to CV and MIDI converter. It takes one audio signal, either being line, electric, or acoustic through a microphone, and takes all the characteristics of that input signal and creates a translation to either CV voltage at Eurorack levels or through the 5-pin DIN in MIDI language for any other synthesizer that might use that type of language. With its limitations and its very, very, very affordable price, is really I think it's at least 20 to 25% cheaper than when launched 2 years ago, possibly, or possibly 3. I'm not sure. I bought it as soon as my Behringer dealer got hang of one. The beautiful people at Understone Music in Surrey, UK. Wait, Surrey? No, that's not there. Sorry, I misplaced you. I can't remember exactly what is your town. I think I know it's near Surrey, but I'm not sure it's there. It's not that particular town. So sorry, I'll get my facts proper one day. Once again, Trainwreck. That's the amusement factor. So just give me a second. Let's try to make things. That's the problem when you get traces of OCD. Things need to be right, and they're never right. Ooh. Thank you very much. We got our first viewer today, Mr. Gethin Watford, and he is very, very graciously correcting me. Undertone's music shop is in Guildford and is in Surrey. I assume Surrey is kind of the county and Guildford is the actual town. I've been to the shop. It's the part that the people can see is amazing enough for a British non-Londonian shop. Is really amazing. The staff is one of the best I encounter in all my trips and tribulations all over the world, and the customer service, it's, I think, second to none. Not only in UK, but all the worldwide shops could learn 1 or 2 lessons from them. So let's start with the apologies, because even under, sorry, I'm jumping again. Yes, I got the first one that they did manage to provide me. Therefore, I was kind of the guinea pigs to take the tech. Even in my other channel, Froze Music, sorry. I started making a series of the whole experience, unboxing, developing, learning the machine, testing it, and with tons of plans of pushing it to its spaces and try to make it do, I don't know, getting gold out of coal. Second, because we got an uninvited guest. And we're back. Yeah, even without him doing the collision, cats and synthesizers collided today. Just right now, I just saw that happening. It's not a safe environment where I'm doing this at the moment, because it's all provisional. It's nothing really set, and that's why I tend to come slightly late every show, trying to fight the tech to make it do what I want to do. We all know the struggle. So, the wonderful people of Undertones managed to provide me one. I started the process of testing it, and showcasing it and learning it all at once. And in that process, I came across a possible factory defect, because it wasn't working, but on a very weird way. Which is that this thing is meant to translate whatever voltage comes from the pickups or the microphone into a volt per octave. So it would send on volt per octave scale the notes you playing from whatever source. But I found out that mine would not do it. It would transform the signal into voltage, but instead of playing or using a volt per octave, it was using more than 1 volt per octave, to the point that when I was playing half-step increments, this thing was only playing 20-cent increments into the tuning. So by the time I got to the next octave on the guitar, it would barely have reached a fifth or a sixth, which is 7 or 9 semitones, half steps. And I thought it was faulty. It wasn't guaranteed. First batch, I started blaming ghosts, as in, you know the deal, China, fast manufacturing, Behringer kind of has a reputation, so I said, okay, it's faulty. Things happen. But at the same time, I checked that although the voltage output was doing that on all my tests, the MIDI, as in the digital translation of the same input, was flawless, was actually doing half steps, each half step. So I sent it back, obviously in guarantee. Absolutely sterling job by Anderton's customer department and guarantee support department. Not questions asked. It's faulty, bring it out. We'll try to fix it and send it back, or we'll just refund you or give you a new unit. It got a little long in the tooth. It took several weeks, as in more than 6 weeks. And I started asking, what's going on? And obviously, they were extremely apologetics. We don't really know, because we can't. The technician doesn't seem to know how to fix it. That's the first kind of message it was sent to me, because obviously I'm not talking to the guy in the shop. I'm talking to somebody in an office that talks with somebody else, possibly that talks with a person in the shop, trying to fix it and find what's the problem. More weeks and more weeks go by, to the point that they are starting to get restless, as in, we cannot repair this unit, which I don't understand how hard would it be, because from the beginning I thought it was just a matter of calibration of the amount of voltage it should send out corresponding to the input. It was out of whack. It was just not sending enough. But the answer is more or less, we cannot fix it. So because you've been so patient and waiting for so long, the best option we can give you is to refund for the unit. No way. Okay. I mean, I don't usually take things in guarantee, because I don't used to buy much, and the few things I used to buy, 99% of the times never failed. And the things that would fail, that 1% that would fail, I would either throw it on my back or just, buy a new one, because price, and keep moving. I'm not used to deal with pulls and throws with customer support and repairs people. So because at that moment they gave me the option of refunding the unit, and I was kind of on the need of getting that money to something else, life, you know, what happens. I just said, okay, yeah, I'll go for that. I've been waiting a couple of months, possibly 2.5, 3 months. You've done all you can. You can fix that unit. I can do with the money for something else, so I'll just delay it. I explained the situation in that live stream series in my other channel, and I stopped that series of videos there. As in, I don't know what happened, but I will get a new unit later on. Months and months happen, life gets in the way, budget is tight. So almost a year, if not more, if not longer later, I managed to buy this one, which I've been showcasing in this show because this show started in the meantime, in between those two these two events. And in fact, let me just, I want to check something. I'm trying to keep up with many things at the same time, which is not my forte, you know that. So this unit, I skip the unboxing because it's a unit that doesn't come with much in either way. Even the manual is one of the shortest manuals that I've seen from Behringer. That's saying a lot because they're not the old-timer 200 pages synthesizer type of manual people. They try just to make it as cheap and small possible, as low cost as they can. Come to the show, try it again. In very similar circumstances, which is going to be important in a minute in this story, and I come to the same situation. It has the same problem. But this time, and because in the meantime, in between getting the old one refunded, opening this show, and getting this one, I've been obviously learning and communicating with other people, with other customers who bought the same units. Nobody else had an issue, not even one. Facebook groups, same thing. Nobody's complaining of this unit having any issues. Comments coming to my videos. I have the unit, works fine, works fine, works fine, works fine. Pointing out that mine was the only one. Not impossible, very plausible, but suspicious. Mainly suspicious about it. So when this one came and did the same thing is when I say, okay, stop all the press. Something else is going wrong here. I started spinning the cogs and thinking about it and trying to research and troubleshooting, which apparently, when the minute you come into the electronica side of music and you get involved into synthesizers, that's going to be basically half of your life, troubleshooting. Because things should work, but they're not. Why? There's always a why, but they should, but they don't. At least that's my experience since I got deep into synths. Cool. So I start thinking and I go, okay, let's troubleshoot. Let's tear everything down, start from scratch. What happened? What was common in both situations with both units? First thing common is me using them. That's also going to be relevant in a second in the story. Because when the first unit happened, I didn't have much more. In fact, I think at that time I only had one analog synthesizer that would respond to CV information, Also Behringer my 2600 Blue Marvin replica, how they call them? It's not reinterpretation, reproduction of the original 2600 from ARP. And that got me thinking, because last time I tried the PP here in this show on the camera, I had also this, how is the, oh shit, I think it's Create Audio, module called Chips and Cells that I bought secondhand, and they usually were provided on a bundle with a nifty case, I believe, from Create Audio, as in Create the number audio, and just, I don't know, throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. I took the CV from the unit and I plugged it into Chips, which is a double VCO and LFO in one unit. So I put it into the FM modulation, frequency modulation of Chips. And that one worked. Wait, so the same cable I plug here doesn't work. I plug here, there, and it does work. That can only mean one thing. It's not the unit's fault. Here we go. For any of those familiar with IT terminology, I started to smell picnic. So one finally got space and time and the right environment to trouble test lengthy enough with audio to see what was going on. I'm going to be pointing all the time here, because here is where I have my case with the 2600, the BARP, Behringer BARP. Those puns, they build themselves. I'm sorry. So, and also, no, I had the BARP here, and I said, okay, let's go from the beginning. Get the unit, get the guitar, plug, guitar is tuned, guitar plays in tune. On the 2600, I can also feed the straight guitar signal, so I can hear the pitch that I'm playing on the string against the pitch that the synth is creating at the same time. And it's happening again. I said, okay, was that a fluke last show? I was so stressed with having this going on live that I missed something crucial, and it only worked because it only works with some Eurorack, but not with other Eurorack, which at this point, it wouldn't surprise me coming from Behringer, but once again, I'm smelling picnic. So at triple check, I go back to Chips, and Chips works, but BARP doesn't. And I go, wait a second. I'm assuming at this moment that nobody watching this does not know how does a R2600 looks like. And I think that's a little pretentious of me. So because I have this ready and I need to check that I'm going to be able to use it, and so I can show you, I'm going to try to put it to work right now so I can show you what am I talking about. Okay. So that's not it. Aha. It's gonna be dark-ish. Let's see if this will... No, it's not allowing me. Okay, did I have... Sorry. Is somebody knocking at the door? No, we're all good. Cool, so let's see if I can do this. And I'm gonna try to do it this way. So, that's what the barb looks like. I'm going to just very quickly explain the relevant bits. In the original ARP 2600, this was an LFO, but Behringer made it also a VCO thanks to this switch. VCO, voltage control oscillator, VCO, sorry, let me point right. These, if you can see the white lines, that's why I love almost every ARP design, is the visual side of the design that to me is genius. I don't get well with knobs, or rather faders and sliders, because of the visual nature of it. So this original an LFO, this could, in this case, can also become a VCO. This is a VCO. This third block is a VCO. And then we get the inputs of the filter, and then the modulations of said filter that then goes to the, or gets modulated if is a wish with the envelope generators, goes to the amplifiers, and gets to the output. All right. So, what was the problem? From day one, because this is the only synth I have that would respond to CB, if you can see the proper oscillators, the first control they have is this one called PWM, pulse width modulation, which is the movement of the width, and if you would be looking at the graph, the width of the squares of the pulse signal. A square wave is 50%. Is it a 50%? Or is it 100% pulse width, pulse wave? As in, it's a set geometry pulse wave. A pulse wave is only different because you're allowed, you're given a control to change the geometry of the square wave, in a way speaking. So obviously I knew that was not only because I learned it, but also because I tried many times. That's not where you plug an external signal that is not already internally normalized in the 2600 to control the frequency of the oscillator. That's not the one. So I knew this one was wrong. Sorry for the shaky camera, but I'm really doing miracles here. Right, so then these are the 4 inputs technically are there to allow you to control the, if you see the arrows, to control the voltage control oscillator that will go either normalized to the filter, or you could patch out to a different path wherever you want. So just because I didn't know better, not that now I know better, but I said, okay, so this is the input that is normalized for VCO VCO2, exactly. So if I would want to modulate the pitch of this oscillator with VCO2 as it is, I only have to move this fader and it would, right? Then I said, okay, I don't want that because I want this oscillator to be fully controlled by the PP1. So yeah, done. This is my CB. Sorry, this is my CB. Goes to the PP1, right? But I got the problem. It's not moving a half step per half step. It's moving 20 cents per half step. And it got me thinking, because it would not do the same thing with okay, let's hold this. It would not do the same thing with chips, and chips only has one input. It got me thinking, wait, is it the input that is wrong? How can it be if this is normalized for CV signals all being normalized, which is you can send, either VCO2, the envelope generator, noise source, or keyboard CV. If you don't plug anything, those are the signals that would control the pitch of the oscillator. And it makes no sense. Why an oscillator would do the right movement, but the PP1 no? And I said, so that let's test it. Let's just learn by breaking. And I said, okay, let's assume that from these inputs, because they're handling different levels of CVs, the attenuators work differently. Because one of the curious things about the barb is, for instance, this is the control for the VCA, and can you still hear me? I'm trying to. Can you see? There. So the control for the VCA by build of materials is one linear and one exponential. Means that the taper of the faders are not the same. And that made me thinking, if they thought about compensating or giving the option of different types of control depending what are you going to plug for the VCA, what stops them doing the same thing for the VCOs? And I went, okay, let's do by breaking. Let's go back to my VCO, ignore the first one, pulse width modulation, that's not what I want. Let's not repeat VCO input and envelope generator input, and let's go all the way to the one that says keyboard, which is kind of the signal the VCO wants to see, and kind of the signal that should be codified or translated, or I don't know how you want to convert it by the PP1. So I'm just going to substitute the inbuilt keyboard, the MIDI in the case of this 2600. One of these days. 2500 was the previous model, way bigger, way more expensive, way rarer. As in, they were built a fraction of the amount of 2600s that were built. But there's only one number difference, so it's easy to confuse it. So I'd say, okay, let's try this. If I give the oscillator keyboard voltage, what would it do with it? Anybody want to guess the answer? It worked. Perfectly worked. Perfectly in tune, perfectly in pitch, perfectly 1 volt per octave, perfectly 1 half step per half step you play into the device. I wanted to shoot myself. Because this is just a matter of me being a plonker. Being an ignorant, being a stupid moron, a guitar player, the piece of wood with wires, who never knew or forgot that this machine was built by one of the original OG genius electronic wizards, creators of the analog, of the synthesizer concept and then products, and all the problems that would come with it. And obviously it didn't occur to me that the design would compensate or would take in consideration the source of the CV in order to give a different set of electronic components to deal with it. Why would it? I only know one guitar, plug, amplifier, turn on, done. It's only one type of voltage. Well, there's 2 voltages. Guitar going in, which is weak as hell, or speaker coming out that could fry many electronics, many weaker electronics that are not designed for it. But really, I went like, Jesus Christ, was this the same? Is this the same mistake I made with the first unit? As in, that's why Undertones, or the repair center for Undertones, which I'm not aware of which company actually is, but still, my apologies, my fault, mea culpa. What they were trying to say to me, but I don't know why they didn't dare or they didn't know how to, is we cannot fix your unit because there's nothing wrong with your unit. We cannot replicate the fault in the shop because it's working perfectly. It's doing its job, everything is working. We don't understand why are you getting this problem. Obviously, nobody had the time or the patience or the understanding to take me and walk me through the process. Okay, when does that fault? How do you plug it? Where do you plug it? What do you use? Walk us through the process so we can replicate it in the shop. That never happened, so probably that's a little cheap on their back, but once again, I was the ignorant thinking that he could deal with vintage 1970s designs of analog electronics and get away with it just by watching YouTube videos. There is a reason why the analog scene and the Euro-rock community, or at least a portion of it, feels a little betrayed for all this new rebirth of, I don't know if this is the right expression, excessively affordable synthesizers that are getting into hands of twats like me who never went through the process to learn the MO of what we're buying. We just buy things because we get told that they're going to sound awesome, and because there's by now hundreds of videos explaining how to use it. Although I always complain that mostly they're not deep enough because they can't, in, I don't know, any length of video, even if it's a 5 hour words are hard today. Tutorial, thank you. A 5 hour tutorial to go through every possible commutation and permutation of hardware and morons that are out there with just enough money to buy electronic devices that we don't fully understand. Because sadly, at least the original vintage, they need some understanding because they were made by geniuses, by scientists, some of them with a white lab coat in on quasi laboratory looking rooms with soldering irons and electronic components, worrying about getting the result they needed out of the blue, out of very little previous knowledge, and obviously non-applied previous knowledge. So they didn't have time to think, oh, is this clear enough? How far do we need to explain so anybody, including a guitar player, would understand that you don't plug this here, you plug it there. Because if you plug it here, it's not going to do what you expect it to do. But hey, I learned my lesson. And you are, at the moment, at least I think you should, you're having a laugh out of what a plonker I've done, and what a fool of me I've done with this poor unit from Behringer. Blaming Behringer, blaming the factory, blaming China, blaming, when all the blame should have been addressed to me. My fault. Well, back to Picnic. Problem is not in chair. Problem is not in the computer. It's on the chair. This one. And that was my confession. These are my confessions. I love Rag and Bone Man. At least I love that album. And I should, and I want to prove everything I've said so far. That PP1 works, that you can actually play your synth from your guitar. The only limitation so far that I found that PP1 has, it was disclosed from day one, and is the fact that you can only perform or send information about one note at a time. So it's a monophonic translator. I don't know if it was designed for monophonic analog synthesizers, which is most of them, at least all the affordable ones. But it's definitely a good marriage with a monophonic. So I'm going to try live, since not much is going on, and you seem to have no questions. I think. I'm gonna have fun myself, creating a patch on the 2600, CD controlled by the PP1, and played by the guitar, because I need to make amends. I need to prove that it's a very good unit. As long as I'm aware, it does what it says on the box, not on the tin, on the box. And it was just my ignorance that casted a little shadow for a very small amount of people who had the misfortune of following my story up to this point. So let's start from the beginning, which is I'm going to patch cables. Yeah, I need to put some order into them, but I don't have enough to require heavy processing, so I make do with what I have. Oh, by the way, always a little late. As I try to remember every show, full disclosure, not a single piece of gear you see in this screen has been ever provided by the manufacturers or any other shop or merchant to this humble plonker YouTuber. Everything you see on screen and everything I show, I bought with my own hard-earned money, working in a factory, building batteries. Funny enough. So, first things first, this is gonna be the link to my guitar that goes you know where. So now I'm gonna take the CV out blue cable from the PP1. Cool. And I'm gonna try to put it on the right, on the keyboard input of the oscillator. We're gonna start small. We're gonna start with one oscillator, just basic sine waves. Hey, Mr. Suchek, how you doing, mate? How early is in over there? 10-ish? So, CB to the oscillator. When I'm more done, I'm gonna finish that. Which also, well, let me show the camera again. Now that I managed to make it work. Let's use it. So, the CB goes into the keyboard input. Oh, 5 p.m. Oh, good old. And it's Friday, means that you're about to have dinner. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your meal. To the CB, so to the keyboard CB, which happens to be the only one that is not attached to an attenuator. The other three do the noise, the envelope, and the VCO, but not the keyboard, which could be the reason why this is the one that works and not the other three. Although I think I only tested two, ADSR and VCO. But yeah, that's my CV. Now, just to follow suit, I'm gonna get my gate, because obviously we want the note we play to trigger when we play it. So, oops, wrong cable, too short. In one of the long guns. That's gonna do. Good. So, I'm gonna start, because that's what I have connected at the moment, and I'm a slow patcher. Obviously, I don't really know what I'm doing, so it takes me forever to guess. So, it's gonna go to the gate. In fact, because I'm controlling from the outside, nothing is normalized, I'm gonna take my gate into the mold, right? Because I want to trigger both envelope generators, the AR and the ADSR. ADSR for the filter, which is the fancy one, the one that actually wins, and AR for the volume to start with. So now I'm gonna need Now I can use the short ones. Yay! Which are, guess, this and this. Although, wait, do I have? This is gonna be short enough. I got new ones today. Cables, cables, cables. So, is this gonna be long enough? So, hell yeah. And totally, it does work. It does reach. And looks like this. So, PP1 gets multiplied to both envelopes. So, I'm using VCO3, so I'm gonna get VCO3 sawtooth wave, okay, and I'm gonna give it full signal into the filter, and I want to control the filter with my envelope generator normalized to modulate the filter. Cool. Let's start with very fair, short. Well, let's do short and move from then on. The switch needs to be up. Yeah, it needs to be up, otherwise it takes the triggering from the sample and hold system module inside the right down here. So it needs to be up. Oh wait, I might not need. Huh. Okay, let me try this. I might not need a second cable because this graph. So my signal is getting to this envelope, but it seems to also be normalized to the other envelope. Let's put it to the test, because I don't really remember. Cool. So now that we have the envelope generators shooting, theoretically. Oh wait, if I don't need, once again, if I don't need to divide this by doing this, as in straight to the PP1, it should trigger at the same time. And then you wonder, why did I got the the unit wrong the first time? This is the explanation. So now that we have the envelopes and the filter goes to the output, which in this case we're gonna feed the VCF. It's already up, but it's gonna feed fully to the voltage control amplifier that is gonna be modulated / open by the AR envelope generator, this little one with only 2 sliders. So fully up. And now from the VCA, I want the VCA to go to my output. Cool. I don't think anybody can suggest a more basic patch than this one. So let's see what happens, because next step now. I didn't thought this through. I use my rack to hold my cables. I need to be doing funky stuff with them. So red cable. Red cable, not red pill. This is not a red pill, blue pill situation. Okay? Red cable, the one that goes to the PP1. Electric guitar, or any guitar with a electric pickup. I see it could be an acoustic if you wish. It's just, you might need some impedance compensation or signal attenuation, because usually acoustic pickup preamps, hence the name preamp, the strongest signal than a standard guitar. The PP1 comes with its own sensitivity for the input and its own sensitivity for the power of the CB coming out. So, there goes nothing. This is not a test on the pitch accuracy, because this guitar has been hanging for a month, so I know the guitar is out of tune, for sure. Cool. I'm triple checking that everything is where it should. Seems like. Can you see a little green LED on the PP1? That means we got input, which means we should have output. There's a chance, okay, let me see, I think it's muted on the mixer, and because I put again all this together very quickly, I had no time to troubleshoot a very nasty ground noise. So please bear with me. Oh, no, it's open. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Okay, here we go. We got volume. Yeah, it's getting to the PP1. Okay, let me again go through this. ECO3, ADSO. Because if I open, I'm not getting noise. And here we go again. Ah, wait. Can you hear me? I think something's weird with my audio. Let me check this. 1, 2. Yeah, something's really weird with my audio. I can't hear myself. And you're getting tons of... Now it's coming through. Let me undo this. noise. I'm gonna disconnect the pitch bend setting in the PP1. It is disconnected because I usually have a very good follow. Okay, I need to. Whee! Well, so it's not following because you can hear. Oh, okay. So if I play this, what I'm actually playing is this. Is not the note I'm actually playing. Not because there's nothing wrong with the system. Is because in the barb I had this oscillator when I was doing my testing and enjoying the testing and the troubleshooting. Finally, I moved this oscillator to play an octave above the note I'm actually playing, which is the CV that the PP1 is sending. So to sort that out, the quickest solution is to get the CV input from VCO3 to VCO2, which you can kind of get an idea. I got VCO1 one octave lower, VCO2 unison, and VCO3 one octave higher to create harmonics and interesting stuff. So if I plug the CV there, it's coming, and go into the filter, change my source from VCO3 to VCO2. It should play the same note I'm playing. If I give volume to it. Still sounds a little high. So the minute that the PP1 gets more than one pitch loud enough, let's go for 2 strings. We get a wonderful, wonderful glitch. Because the amount of harmonics per string that a guitar produces, it's enough for the system to not be able to choose. Because it's hearing 2 or 3 or 20 different notes. So the first thing he knows how to handle it is by, oh, you're giving me this many harmonics, this many 16, 20, 36 harmonics, of which 7 are very loud. So that means that you're playing a lot of notes very fast. Hence, at the pace that the harmonics go fading out, it's sticking to the ones that are loudest. So you need to be very conscious of your fingering, of the technique on the fretboard. Let me see if I can drop a little bit. You can see more guitar and less wall. Yeah, I think this is still out of tune, so as in, it's not playing the note I am playing. Sorry, it's the cable of the headphones is driving me mad. There, a little, that's better. So, tuning time, I'm afraid. So for that, first, just this. I don't know if it's one of the signs that my brain is collapsing and I'm going insane, but every year I feel more and more, I find more and more unpleasant hearing people swallowing on a microphone. Other people get particular about all the types of sounds, which I'm fine with it, but to me is the most, or the less gross of them all, I guess, is the swallowing, that type of sound. Sorry, I did it. When I do it, it's not that bad. But when I hear somebody else with generous compression, like I'm using right now on any of the shows, and they, I don't know, it's probably, as I said, I'm going insane. I'm too old for this. Scheiße. So, tuning. For that matter, although I have a tuning module here on my barb case, why all the writing in your back has to be this minute? Give me a second. I forgot the name of this company. This company that started doing one U racks and cases, which is one of the standards. I'm blanking. They have a module called Cirroscope, which is meant to be an oscilloscope, but because it can measure frequencies, they also put on the firmware a tuner. But it's a little... Once again, I'm not going to blame the device. The blame is me. I don't know how to use it properly, so it confuses the heck out of me. So I'm going to do it the guitar way. So first of all, a little pop. That wasn't that bad. It's usually way worse when you're playing through a full stack with plenty of distortion. And let's start by tuning the guitar. Only if we can turn the tuner on. As I said, it's going to take up a split minute because this guitar has been on the wall for a little more than a month. So wood moves, steel moves, springs move, everything moves. I mean, it's still not as bad as having to tune a violin or a cello, but that is the curse of the stringed instrument. I think, can't remember which one, but a very, very accomplished and talented jazz guitar player, while trying to teach what later will become another very famous and accomplished jazz guitar player, saying guitar is not that hard to learn and play and master, as long as you can manage to keep the bloody thing in tune. Because yeah, guitar is very, very flawed when it comes to tuning. And you better thank God that I'm using a 6-string today. This electric guitar has evolved all the way up to, although I've heard rumors about 9-string guitars, it's still not a standard. But 8-string guitars, yes, there are standards. 2 extra strings, usually 9 out of 10 times is 2 lower strings than the ones you find on a standard guitar. Means that you are 2/5 lower than the low note you can play on a standard guitar, on a concert pitch guitar. I'm buzzing. Why do I'm buzzing? Let me check if somebody's knocking. Not that I'm expecting anybody, but it would be really, really bad to. Oh, okay. How can this be? Yeah. No, the bad thing was that it just ran out of battery because it doesn't like to be charging and using the camera and broadcasting. So all the extra camera movements I've been doing I was doing with the camera on my phone. Which, funny enough, all the phone manufacturers claim that they're selling you 4K or bigger resolution digital cameras, until you try to use the camera by itself through a different software. Then you find out that they're not 4K natives. It's more like upscaling to 4K. But hey, I may be the only man on earth, the only person on earth with a smartphone who couldn't care less about the camera. Seriously, if they give me the option to choose between 4K, I can take pictures of the surface of the moon camera, or 3.5, even if it's a TRRS jack connection for headphones, I would choose the headphones every day of the week. Take the camera away. I don't want it. I don't need it. I couldn't care less. But what I actually need, and I seem to be the only one, because nobody complains enough, as in not enough people complains about it, is a wired audio connection, in and or out. That's what I really need out of my phone, not a bloody 4K. I can't remember how many times zoom power. So now guitar is in tune. Now I need to tune the synth, which is gonna be another adventure on its own. So let's get rid of this. And for that purpose, I think I have the thing. Should be this one. Is gonna prove way harder to reach than I anticipated. Cool. Come on, you can do it. Tangle, tangle. Yeah, I'm trying to... I'm playing with cables around electronics and fluids. Not a good combination. So one of the first batches of cables I bought for my Eurorack was this little baby. TSTS, but 3.5 to 6.3 or 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch. Because I had plans to send the audio out and back to either rack units of effects or floor units, pedal boards of effects. But the better application I found for them is this one. I get the 1/8 inch in one of the extra wave outputs. And in fact, I'm gonna go for triangle. And then I can plug the 1/4 inch to the guitar tuner. Ta-dun, ta-dun. At least until I finally learn how to use the other one, the Senscope. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay. So I'm gonna give him a note, and in fact, let's go for where are we? Coming in camera. So this is E, F, G, A, and on a guitar properly tuned, this A note turns out to be the middle A from the piano for 440 Hertz. So if I give that to the oscillator, it's giving me a G or what? Yeah, I think it's giving me a G. So let's try and tune it half a step up. It's giving me G4. Oh, it's giving me G4. Let's go for A3. Going down, going down, going down. C4, going down, B3, going down, going down. Let's give him the signal again, just in case. Okay. It's going crazy with the harmonics. Okay, A sharp 3, A sharp. That cricket in the background, that is the sign that is in tune. So now oscillator 2, when I play an A440 is playing A3. Let's give this for a second. And let's see if we can get the audio out. Which should... Okay, sorry. A, I'm a moron. We established that already today. But B, I don't know why. The synthesizer... Yeah, sorry, I know why. The barb was changing pitch, although I wasn't sending any. Because you can change the pitch with the tuning faders. Problem is he was not getting an A440 reference to try to match. So now I need to do it again. Because now it's gonna start getting the 440. Yeah, because now it's telling me that it's C sharp 7. Okay. Now we're getting 440. And it's giving me F5. How the heck can this be F5? Yeah, no wonder it sounded... Oh, I guess, yeah, because there's no... It's chopping the note to you, to the audience, because the envelope, the ADSR is very short. But the note is still kicking here in the oscillator. Remember the first lessons on the first shows that oscillators never stop vibrating and generating an electric signal. We just shut them with the VCA. Okay, F5. So E5, C5, A4. B, A sharp 3. On electric guitars, if you go into the shredding world and you buy what is called a super strat with a double locking floating tremolo system, you got micro tuners, very similar to the ones that you can find on professional violins. So I'm so used to get whatever tuning I need at the moment to the excruciating precision that having to deal with these tuning faders that they're anything but precise, it rubs me the wrong way around. So now it should sound like an A4, which is not the right A. So yeah, so exactly. So I need to move it to A4. So this is A4. Needs to go up an octave. D4, E4, F4, G4. G4, not G-force. Brilliant and wonderful manufacturers of some of the best VSTs in the market. Not F sharp. Calm down. Okay. E, F sharp, G, okay. Sharp. They're really very finicky. Now is when I kind of understand the point of other people preferring knobs, because I'm starting to believe that there are easier or harder to knock off value. Oh, finally somebody's knocking at the door. Who is there? Who is there? Hello, hello.
Hey, just some asshole lurking.
Where? More asshole than I am?
Yeah,
That's impossible.
I'm hearing myself. You gotta
Good. Let me sort that out. So, because you're coming through here. Yeah, I'll have to change that. Remind me to change that back again. Can you still hear yourself?
Test 1 2. I cannot.
But can you hear yourself?
I can't hear myself, no. Which is fine. I'm not supposed to hear myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. So now it's
StreamYard doesn't have a loop back, so you can't hear yourself.
No, it's because you're coming on the same channel as YouTube, which is what I use for the intro.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, as Chrome, because you're in Chrome. I'm using Chrome for everything today. Yeah. That's why it's getting double. So I just need to take you out, but remind me to take it back if we play something on the way out.
Oh, sure.
Hello.
How's it going?
What's cooking? What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, usual shit. Just working, sleeping, the usual nonsense.
I'm glad you're doing some work or our work.
Yeah, it's not my normal work, but it's making some money, so I'll figure something out soon. But the nice thing is I could take advantage of some of this downtime, a little there is of it, because I have to work more hours, but to do some of the stuff, like I'm not beholden to anybody since I'm making my own hours. So
cool.
And as you probably heard, I'm going to China next week and Japan, so I'll be gone for a little while. What am I going to do, right?
Don't put it on camera.
Lucky I have a security system. Those fuckers already broke in and stole stuff. They already know everyone in the neighborhood's on alert.
But more important than that, this show is only being seen by 5 people.
Exactly. So
you're safe. This is a safe haven.
This is the safest place to be. Exactly.
Yeah. It is.
We've had times when it's up to 20 people, but I don't know what happened. But
me neither. I fucking know what I did wrong there.
Scared them away, damn it.
Yeah, it's probably when you come in. That's when the people come, because you're interesting. We know, though. We all know that. But apart from that, health is fine. Is it?
Yeah, no, everything's all right. You know, it's just cool. It could always be better, but could always be worse. It could be 6 feet under. So.
Knock on wood, or cork,
or however many meters that is in Europe. I don't know the meter conversion. So,
technically it's 2 meters, but I don't think we. Okay, I don't know Europe. I cannot talk about Europe because, for instance, one thing that shocked me of UK is that they live around their burial grounds. Mm-hmm. As in Spain, I assume is traditional because of the heat, but we put the burial grounds as far away as possible from population.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this cemetery is all over here, so you know.
Well, as I said, I can talk from I only can talk my experience, which is Spain and UK, and I got, because being a Catholic country, you get, or at least I got, a very ominous indoctrination that burial ground is sacred ground. It's almost like a church.
Yeah, they're all superstitious.
You don't go through, you don't walk through, you don't come for visit unless you need to honor anybody from your family. Yeah. You don't mess with them. And I got really shocked. As in, what's happening? This is the bizarre world. The first time that in the city of Bristol in UK, probably the second biggest or third biggest city in the country, trying to go from my hostel to my work, or just down to a shop or to visit somebody, the sat-nav would lead me through a walking pathway going exactly through the middle of a graveyard.
Oh, nice.
And I said, like, wait, what? In Spain, we locked the graveyards.
Oh yeah, it depends.
So nobody walks in and
are locked. Some just can't be. Like all the trips I've done to Pittsburgh for all the zombie Living Dead weekend stuff, they have so many graveyards per square mile. I've never seen so many, and a lot of them have no way to lock. They're right by the road. They're all over the place. Some are parks.
Ours are typically fortresses, 9 feet tall walls, sometimes with barbed wire, gates, very
trying to keep
beautiful gates. Apparently, yes, it was a thing back then.
Sure, yeah.
People would steal corpses.
Well, I mean, medical science wouldn't be where it is if it weren't for grave
or
robbers. Because back in the early days of medicine, it was
yeah,
superstitious to open bodies up,
yeah,
and you could be, severely punished, maybe even killed for that defiling a human body. Meanwhile, how are you going to learn if you don't do dissections, right? So they had to
yeah.
sneak the bodies out of the cemetery and often return them
Makes sense.
just to learn
No,
medicine, right? It's crazy.
yeah. Well, to create the science of medicine.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, at one point, corpses were stolen, but most important, so people don't steal the decoration goods that
Yeah, they
some
leave jewelry
people
on them and
put.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
No, no, even if they don't go inside the grave, it's tradition to put as much money on the facade of the burial
Oh, I see.
as
Right.
possible.
Yeah.
Not as in cash, but gold-plated, silver,
Sure.
pieces of actual valuables on the facade. I think it's just to show off and prove that we're better than the neighbor.
And
But
the people who did that clearly weren't believers, because if they did that, they'd know they'd have to pay for it later, right? So,
Black Legend blames the gypsies,
yeah.
the traveling gypsies, that
Sure.
they knew better. They were more used to deal with corpses, so they didn't give a shit about desecrating somebody else's.
Yeah.
But as I said, here in UK, I have yet to find a locked burial ground. None of them are locked. They're
Yeah.
usually, I don't know, 3 feet tall fences around them. Most of them by the size of a small chapel, which also shocked me, the amount of small chapels in this country.
Sure,
It's
yeah.
almost the same number as pubs.
Yeah.
It's almost equal number.
Well, that's
Because
one of the
instead of
ways you know
having,
you're in a town. You have a
sorry,
pub. That's how you know you have a town. You have a police station, a pub, a church, a post office. There's one other thing.
and a burial ground,
Well, I mean,
all
that
in
goes
all
with
in
the
the same
church.
neighborhood.
That goes with the church, but there was one other major thing. It wasn't just stores; it was something else. But there's
A
certain
bank.
key things that make you, at least at a proper town or proper small city, is
hmm
those key things, and everything else is filler. So
The one thing that follows that, at least here in UK, is you cannot call a place a city unless it has a cathedral.
oh,
So depending the level of the church is the level of the
well, can't you just call
living.
your church a cathedral?
No, it needs to be
Put some stained
yay
glass in the window
big
and
for so many people. I think
yeah,
it also needs to have a specific size of church organ. It has to be. I think cathedrals need to have living quarters for the clerks.
yeah,
It's way more involved, and obviously it's way more money involved. Therefore, they could only happen in cities where the more people had more money
always
to
comes
afford
down
it.
to money.
Tell me about it,
The whole tithing
sister.
bullshit of like, oh, you're not blessed unless
Yeah.
you've given money to the church. Hey, what do they do with that money? Don't ask. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you where the money went most of the time, all
Yeah.
the way back to Rome.
Well, and also to build up the church more and make it fancy and make it. No, sometimes they put a lot of money into the churches.
Obviously, because all that
And
gold
the
foil
poor
is not
gets very
cheap.
little of it.
And now we're alienating all three of our viewers because we're talking religion.
That's okay.
I know.
The usual crowd will pretty much, if they know the pub, they'll expect this kind of shit. So it
Yeah.
is what it is.
It's my show and I do what I wanted.
Exactly.
Na, 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 na.
I mean, that's what YouTube is anyway, right? I mean, you can have structured content and you can have more
Yeah,
free-form content, which is kind of fun and open-ended. And
which is the fun one.
because
So,
if it's too structured, like even Ramsey opens it up, right? It's not all fully structured
yeah,
all the time. You got to have a little bit of fun. You got to relax a little bit. You got to, and if it's too regimented and too machine-like, then it's kind of like it might as well just be a giant commercial.
I was about to make a comment, but I'm gonna bite my tongue
I
about that.
kind of know. I think I know where you're going, but yeah.
No, I don't think you do. So, did you had a chance to listen to the first part of the show?
I just tuned in to make sure you were on, and then I saw you playing with the synth a little bit, but that's it.
So you missed it.
I missed
Basically, the point of this whole show is to declare out and about and put on record that I'm a moron, basically.
Okay. I mean, you didn't put that in the title, but
I tried. In fact, that's the confession I made to the interwebs.
Yeah.
That's the confession I have to make, that I am a moron. Do you remember the horror story I had with the PP1 with the Behringer guitar to MIDI?
I thought that was a bad unit.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
That's why I'm a moron.
Okay.
The problem is, I thought so. I sent it back to repair. Nobody proved me different, so I kept believing it was a bad unit. Problem is, if you remember last time when I got this second unit and I tried it on camera, it also started failing the same way. And I went like, two bad units.
Though, but Behringer has a bad track record for stuff. They do have Model B sent out of tune and a bunch of other stuff. So,
That's the type of intrusive thoughts that kept me believing that I was right. No, mate. Nope. Oh. Okay. So all the problem comes because A, I'm a moron. B, I'm very ignorant about synthesizers, even more about vintage analog synthesizers. And with the first unit, and mostly with the second unit as well, my only synth to test this Behringer module is my Behringer 2600, right? Which is a recreation of the original, blah, blah, blah.
Well, okay. Kind of recreation.
Well, that's what they claim.
According to Kent, that's why he got rid of his System 55.
Oh, did he?
Because, it just wasn't... He's so used to the original, it was bothering him that it wasn't close enough.
I 100% believe that it does not sound anything like the original. Yes, that is granted in my brain.
I have fun with mine as well. I have it as well. But I don't use it that much, but it is fun to learn on and fun to recreate some of the famous patches and stuff. So
It is. In fact, we can get to that in a minute. No, the problem is... Do you remember the patch points in the 2600 in the VCO?
Barely. It's been a while.
It's on camera. You can rewind and watch them, but I'm just going to tell you very quickly. So this Behringer. Say what?
So let me go
for it and watch.
Hold on.
So basically, the VCOs. Both VCOs have pulse width modulation when the original only one of them had it. Yeah. So that is welcome. But they also come with 3 faders and 4 connections, right? 3 faders are going to be, well, they're different on each VCO, but let's say sampler hole, envelope generator, and the other VCO to modulate the pitch. That's the 3 plugs with fader you have. But turns out there's a 4th plug, which is normalized to the keyboard. What in the original would be the connection straight from the keyboard from the unit.
Yeah.
The normalized one. Turns out I've been all along plugging it in the VCO input with a fader. Because he had a fader, and why not? I didn't know any better. And that was causing that instead of moving a half step per half step I played, it was moving 20 cents per half step.
Oh. Yeah.
Last show I tried it, I plugged the PP1 into the chips from Create Audio, which only has one single input per oscillator. No faders, no nothing. It's just plug and goes. And it would work perfectly. And I went like, why is failing one and not the other?
Yeah.
Turns out...
The wrong plug.
Yeah, I'll have to plug it in the socket that says keyboard. That's the one that runs, or it's calibrated to take 1 volt per octave.
Yeah.
And that's why now...
Which usually says that on modern stuff. It says 1 volt /
That's exactly. Yeah. Wait, where am I? And now...
Wait, is this Alan Holdsworth?
You wish. I wish. I wish to be what's it called? I wish to be a pimple in the ass of Alan Holdsworth. Mm-hmm. Not even in my wildest dream I could be half as good as that guy is.
Yeah.
But remember that the issues I had, that I was playing, it was totally out of tune, not following.
Mm-hmm.
That was my mistake. And based on that mistake, I sent the unit back to Andertons, to the shop, to the dealer, and the dealer took a couple of months humoring my claim that it was miscalibrated, and basically, although they never put it on words, basically telling me back, we cannot replicate the problem. It's working fine here.
Yeah.
Because
it was fine.
They were making my mistake.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm a twat.
Yeah.
But I deal with sticks with strings, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
Were you here last time when I showed? Because there's two more tests that I want to do now. Oh, yeah. The problem is I was using the phone as a second camera to show the case for the 26, which I've been filling up. The same one as. Let me show you and rest of the people. Can you see here?
Mm-hmm.
Same as this one is getting populated as well, bit by bit. Did you know that all the Behringer modules are getting cheaper and cheaper?
How does that work with the tariffs?
Probably,
I don't understand that. I mean,
I don't know.
Me.
Sorry, my bad. I don't know about that, but here in UK, every time I check prices, they're, I don't know, £5 cheaper, £10 cheaper. At the moment, the System 100, it's averaging £35 per module, £40 per module.
I mean, they may not be selling too well. They're just trying to entice people to buy them, right?
Probably they already
they don't cost
all
so
the
much
pieces.
to make. Yeah, so they just
they never did, but the thing is, they probably already sold as many as they will ever do, kind of, because everybody who wanted them already have them. And
if I had more extra income these days, I would get this set because I like having the replica stuff. You know,
which one?
Well, any of them. The System 100, the
you like that one?
Yeah, and the 2500 modules. I still also want to get the tip-top Buchla modules. Those are cool.
Fuck. But that's going to be like 3 times the price.
That's not bad, though. I mean, you can get...
no, not bad, but 3 times the price of Behringer.
They're only like $150, $200 a module. They're not that bad.
That's 3 times the price of a Behringer.
Okay, but I mean, that's cheap, though, for a...
No. I'm not saying the opposite.
Buchla. Anything like remotely Buchla.
Exactly.
It's a fucking steal.
A grand and a half.
Yeah, so you can get the original set of Buchla modules for about $1,200 or something like that until they started adding more. And they said at Buchla and Friends earlier this year that they were going to keep making them. They have a whole long list of more to come. So they could be making those for years. You know.
Yeah. But so correct me, please. Is Mr. Buchla still alive?
No, he died. He sold the company. They started this BEMS companies, Buchla Electromusic System, something like that. Rebranded it, and then he died a few years after that. But I met him in 2009 at NAMM, the first NAMM I went to, when he was still had his own company. And he was just standing around, nobody talking to him. He's just kind of a mellow guy, you know.
So from the OG, the Mount Rushmore of synths, is Mr. Oberheim the only one left?
Yeah, because Dave Smith's gone.
Yes.
Trying to think.
Mr.
I
Perman
mean, if you
gone.
want to talk about Roland, Kakahashi died. He left Roland and he
Wow.
died. So I don't know who the Korg guy is. I can't remember who Korg was.
It
KO
never
and then
was
became
a guy.
Korg. And I
Yeah,
don't.
but that's the problem with Cord. It never was a guy. It was always
There probably be some
a
guy,
group,
some main
a
guy who kind
conglomerate.
of started it though. But I
Yeah, but
never hear a name dropping for that one. But it's
exactly because he was one of three, I think, or
could be
one of two.
yeah. And so yeah, for all the classic ones, I mean the Electrocomp guys might still be around. They're kind of considered a classic.
Anybody from Emu?
Yeah, Dave Rossum's still kicking. He has an amazing set of modules. He
Awesome.
still makes Eurorack modules that are awesome. I mean, I have a few of them, but they're very expensive. So
It's boutique, mate. You're talking boutique.
well, you get what you pay for, but some of them are amazing. Like the Assimilator sampler is really good. The Morpheus module, which is basically the Z-plane filters in a module, and a bunch of other goodies. I have the Panharmonium, which is totally insane. It's this kind of audio. It's kind of audio mangler thing that plays with delays and playback of audio as it comes through real time, and you can just do weird. It's hard to classify it. I forgot what they named it, but it's one of these weird. Some guy at the company just came up with it, and it's you could just go in there and play for days. It's pretty trippy. But yeah, their basic modules are all really good, but the cheapest one is like $400 or something like that, or whatever. It's not cheap.
Ouch.
Yeah,
that hurts my pocket.
But it's Rossum, right? I mean, it has a pedigree.
Yes.
It looks good.
Once again,
it sounds good. It's well made.
Rolls Royce is a Rolls Royce, but it's still completely out of my league.
Well, he was never that. I mean, the emulator stuff was always high end, but the Emacs stuff was never high end. It was very good, but it was approachable. Like I bought one in college when it was still new. So I was able to save up and pay for that for them. I think my parents gave me like a couple $100 for my birthday just to help me buy it. But I already had a bunch of money saved to buy it because I really wanted it.
Cool.
And there weren't many common used ones at the time, Emacs 1. And I really wanted Emacs 2 because of the stereo, 16-bit sampling. Almost 44. I don't know why they did this. The math was weird. It wasn't 44 1 kilohertz. It was 39.1.
Okay.
Who knows why?
Clock.
But, to the ear,
Processor clock.
Shit. To the ear, it sounds like 44.1 to me. I don't care.
Back in the day, nobody expected any better.
Who's going to notice? And it had a lot of the same features. It was faster than the Emacs 1. And it had all the cool processing. It had the spectrum synthesis where you can actually harmonically mix sine waves. So it was like an additive synth built in, which is pretty clever. And then you could blend that with the samples. Either layering or with this feature called transform multiplication, where it takes you pick two samples, you choose which one is the first one, because usually it's the longer one if you want it to be a long sample, and it basically morphs them together mathematically in very unpredictable ways.
Funny you mentioned
68,000 processor on board, so it could take 45 minutes to do a process. But you come back and you just set it up and walk away. And you go, hey, fine, because this is audio magic, right? You don't know what you're going to get. It's kind of fun, and you have other stuff to play with. So you just say, let's start this one off, and then you come back. And it could be quicker, it could be longer, but generally it just took about half an hour, maybe something like that. And it's processing, and you go, all right, I come back. And I come back and I go, ooh, that's nice. Other times it's like, it's not so great. So it's experimental, right? It's obviously when you've run out of stuff to sample and you want to try something new for a while, or you needed extra elements to blend together with the samples you have or the spectrum synthesis you already have. So if you're staying with that box, that's what you do.
Funny you mentioned, because that exact process I watched on a video this week, but it was the Fairlight. I think it was talking about the process page 2, possibly.
Fairlight had this thing where you could draw waveforms with a light pen on the Fairlight 1, and it would actually generate stuff. It wasn't just envelopes. You're actually generating some kind of synthesis.
Yeah, which is, Oh, bollocks. Blanking. That Joy Division, that famous T-shirt about the wavetable.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the guy was showing on the Fairlight screen. He would draw a very almost sine wave first out of 127 wave slices, then draw the final as in very much more squiggly, and then the Fairlight would generate all 125 in between from one to the other. So that's exactly the same process. So I guess it was kind of common for the time. The second question around the Fairlight, because I got asked, I gave what I believe was the answer, but I wanted to double check with you. The Fairlight, like many other samplers afterwards, had to use some sort of, I assume, digital subtracted synthesis to complement the samples to make them longer so they don't sound too stretchy. Is that right?
I think it had obviously, because the way you process samples, it is a synthesizer already, but I think it had synth components in it as well. But
so could you play a Sawtooth?
Well, it wasn't like a D50 where you had these tiny partials and the rest was synth. I think you could have, as far as I remember, you could have proper samples up to a certain length. Obviously, you have to sponge them up if you want the longer samples, go lo-fi. But it had enough processing power and memory to make proper, like orchestral sounds that you could, get long enough to loop and get a pad out of it without any synthesis.
It's probably the first one was Synclavier, but the first
one
I'm kind of aware.
Didn't have sampling right away. It was just FM, and then they eventually added sampling to it, which is why it's like a $200,000 system.
Because the Synclavier was first a synth and then a sampler, but the first, I am kind of aware of what I'm going to say was the Fairlight, because you could, with one sample, generate an octave. Well, you generate a whole keyboard, but it would generate a whole octave decently nice, as in C to C.
It would scale okay. I mean, it had that same Munchkin thing where it's like when you go down the keys. But
that's when you go below 2 octaves.
So that's how every sample, even modern samplers on your phone, do that, unless you have a specific one. Like, it's kind of funny. The Jordan Rudess has a bunch of cool apps under the Wisdom label, and he had one called MorphWiz.
Sounds interesting.
And there was there's another one he had. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh, SampleWiz. So SampleWiz was you had 3 modes. You could sample into it and do old school. So it's like, so pitch is by speed, right? Then it had granular. So you know what granular does. It was like a simple version of granular. And then it had one called modern sampling. And that was proper pitch, proportional pitch stretching. So you could basically, and I did this with Novachord samples on that one website, the Restoration website. I took some really awesome Novachord 1-note samples, so that's all they gave you. And I put it in the modern mode and stretched it across the keys, and you could just play chords, and it was beautiful. And it didn't have those speed artifacts and other weird stuff. So any app or sampler itself that can do the so-called modern sampling, like the later Akai's did that. I don't think the 950 or the 1000 did it, but the later ones did the proper proportional pitch stretch.
Yeah, which is what every modern software sampler do, and every single
they do and they don't, because a lot of them still do that old school. Like I bought the Korg. Yeah, I bought the Korg micro sampler, thinking, oh, cool, it's like a micro Korg, but it's a sampler. It has all these cool like chaos effects in it, and it's a portable thing. Good. It's very handy. It's all old school sampling. It's good, but it's like, give me modern sampling. This is a modern keyboard. It wasn't super cheap. It was cheap enough.
But I assume that
why
takes
can't I have
more
a modern
RAM
algorithm?
processor.
It doesn't because the phone can do it, right? And so
Oh, come on, but phones nowadays are more powerful than some laptops.
Yeah, but the original iPhone could do it, not
Okay.
this new one. Is my point. And the original iPad and stuff like that. So I mean, the ability was there. It's just they're lazy. They want to just implement technology that already exists, keep the cost down, whatever the hell it is. But for a diehard sampler person, give me the options. Give me a modern and a classic option, and then that will be a killer.
This is one argument, but to me, it's more about price target. We need to make this much money per unit.
True, but who's really going to buy those things? Someone who's really into sampling.
But that's a con, not a pro. It's basically your market is really limited.
But
that means you need to make a lot of money per unit.
Sell well, because again, they fucked up. They didn't target the market right. I think if they had the modern sampling in there, it would have really taken off.
But probably they would have not given them the. As I said, my point of
I
view
would
is
pay
usually
$100, $200 more for that feature. It can't cost that much more to do that.
Yeah, but not many more. No, I don't know. Once again, you hear the horror stories of $40,000 heavier, and you say, "Okay, no, I'm not going to buy that."
Yeah, you're a really rich guy because nobody could afford that system anyway. So who cares how much it costs? You know.
Everybody cares. Somebody will.
Yeah, but they can do it. They have budgets. You know, they have music budgets. They do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't even have it to begin with. Because it was never cheap. The Fairlight was never cheap. It was like, I think at one point the Fairlight here was $40,000. You know.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The Synclavier was way much more money. The Kurzweil 250, K250, like the flagship Kurzweil Rompler / sampler, if you use the sampling feature, when it was at its peak, it was like $16K. You know, emulator E3 with a decent amount of memory. The emulator 3, E2 was fairly expensive, but when the E3 came out, they were going for like $20,000 or something like that. And now you can get them for like $200. So they just at the time that was what they cost.
I'm with you. Back then, the money was flowing.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And you just
that's one of the reasons.
That's just what it was, right? If you want,
exactly.
It's a entry, and if you don't have it, sorry, go rent one or go use a studio or something.
Behringer wasn't around, and anything not done properly was shite.
Well, the used market really didn't exist either.
Exactly.
It does now. You have eBay and Reverb and all that stuff. So.
Second market.
Most of the stuff
that's another big point.
And I couldn't have afforded it without eBay and Reverb. I could never buy that shit.
Yeah,
the only thing I ever bought new was an Emax 2, some recent stuff like Microfreak. The Poly Evolver I got wasn't even new. It was in good shape, but it wasn't new. Almost everything I have was never new.
Look around.
So
I'm an eBay
modular.
museum.
Some of the modular stuff I got was new. Yeah.
I could never afford
most of those are also used.
Yeah.
Used is the way to go if you can find reputable stuff. Excuse me.
And you know what you're looking for and the state it should be. So, do you think you can help me here?
What?
Could you Google quick? I'm not sure I have it, and if I do, it's probably not in this computer.
It's okay. So you're looking for a 2600 classic patch book patch.
Something leady.
Summer.
A nice lead.
Soundprogramming.net is the best place to go.
Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Because they have a lot of cool manuals on there, and they don't give you a hassle about. It's soundprogramming.net. Did I type it wrong? Hold on.
Did you hear that Internet Archive became nationalized or something?
No, but I hope that never disappears. I've actually given money before. Because
I think I heard a TikTok video about it becoming government property this week. But what's again?
Well, maybe because they want to save it and the guy can't afford it because he keeps asking for donations.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's why.
And same does for Wiki, but the problem is Wiki, you can't believe half of what's written in there. It's mostly
Yeah, it helps if you know the
bullcrap.
subject matter already, and then you can go from there. If you go into Wikipedia blind, you never know. But if
It's
you
a
know a
death
little
trap.
bit about something, you know they're on the right track, and you can generally trust some of the information. Oh, they got the service manual here.
Give me a second. So yeah, I've been getting one or two toys now, here and there.
Yeah, not me. You've been a good boy.
Well, I'm basically ticking boxes of things that I've been wanting to buy for the last 4 years. And that's why I'm gonna finish the System 100 just because. After that, at least one or two modules from the 2500, I think I'll buy for the skiff on the wall, on the small one.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know which one. But beyond that, because I'm such a newbie, I don't really know what I need, and I definitely don't know what I want. So I'm starting with the vintage ones because they're what you see is what you get. They're extremely simple, and you can follow them, and you don't have to think in layers or pages or menus. And it's already a stretch of my brain just to patch them right, as I proved today, that if I also need to remember that the same slider has 3 functions to control 3 different things that I don't even know what to use for, I don't want that. There's going to be basically trashing money. So I have a little bit of one you I need to fill out of completion, and Skiffen third. By the way, there's a guy who is giving for free, sorry I can't remember the page, which is supposedly is calibrated of paper rulers for Eurorack HP. It's like a little print of a ruler, which is measured in HP.
Yeah.
So you can print the PDF, you can make in cardboard and laminate it, and then you have how much room do I need to fill up?
You can generally guess, if you know how big jacks are and spacing on things in general, you can do a pretty good guess just by knowing that and the layout, and just kind of count, pretend everything's...
If they're in line.
Yeah, like a 2U will fit like just enough space to fit a little space around a jack and a switch and an LED or something like that. And imagine that's a vertical line, and you can really guesstimate.
One jack is 2U, 2 jacks, what, 5U, 6U?
Two jacks side by side would be 4U.
Technically.
Usually, unless it depends how much space they used. And if they use, but the jack is a good candle because
it's a good guideline.
The knobs can be different sizes based on the caps,
or
no caps or whatever.
Yeah.
And so just go by the jacks and how much space around them. If there's a tiny bit of space and there's just slim, because I have a bunch of the 2U, sorry, 2U, I keep saying 2HP, the 2HP modules. I have a bunch of the 2HP modules made by 2HP company. So I'm very used to the size 2HP already. And I even have a couple 1HP ones for these little power checkers and stuff. Yeah, 1HP.
You only can put writing on that thing.
No, just LEDs, tiny LEDs.
Exactly.
Check, in every case that you have to check for power continuity.
Yeah.
Because if a thing is
every row.
No, just by the whole. You use it by a case. You don't need it for every row. But it's to know if you've plugged in a module wrong, if a module is failing, if there's a power supply issue, any of that kind of stuff. You as soon as you turn it on, you have seconds before you melt the module, essentially. And so you quickly turn on, and if 12
you're good to go.
And so it's a really quick diagnostic. And while you're playing, and while you're adding new modules, if at that fluctuates, you're starving too much power from the power supply.
So the one on the Skiff, I bought the power supply. You know that the Behringer, for instance, and this is also the case, they call it power supplies, but it's just the circuit that makes the power stable and split it. They don't supply the powers, and you don't have the thing you plug to the wall. So when they say so, I get annoyed, because that's not the power supply. It's the power conditioner, if you wish, but it's not the supply. The supply is the one I had to buy afterwards. A very big block with a transformer that you plug on your wall. That's the supply.
So,
but it's one single voltage.
What they call the back plane in modular cases. That's the back plane.
Okay.
And that's where the power comes in and provides the 12 plus 12 minus 12, 5 volts to everything.
It makes us stable and safe. I get it. And that part is the one that determines how much modules can you plug, because it's the one, the bottleneck for your amperes.
Yeah.
That's your limit. That's your ceiling. So I got that part from eBay on a kit, find a way to plug the wall to that. But when I got the manual and started investigating, I said, oh, fuck, no, this also needs a power supply to be done. So everything is DIY. And that one comes with 3 LEDs, one per, how do they call it? Bus? Voltage bus? Bus?
So I have 12.
Is the name? Rail.
Voltage rail. 12.
One rail.
I have a 12.
Plus 12, minus 12, and plus 5.
No, I have 12 actual connectors on my bus. So.
Okay. So that's the bus. No. So the plate, that's the rails, the voltage rails. And it came with 3 LEDs. The other day, I did some dodgy plugins somehow, and only 2 of the LEDs came in. And I went like, crap, I fried something. So, luckily, I don't know why, I unplugged it, give him 3 minutes, 5 minutes, plugged it back again, and thank God it worked. And that's what it's doing so far.
Cool.
The problem with this one is I'm not so sure, because I don't think it came stated in the bill of materials. I don't really know how much can I suck from that one, as in how much power do I have available. But on that,
modular grid helps you a lot. It'll show you for every module how much it requires.
I'm talking the supply.
Simple math.
I don't know how much the supply is given, because with the Behringers, it's easy. It's 1 amp, and I think it's split in 1 amp in plus 12 minus 5, and something like 3 or 500 for the plus 5. Yeah. So it's 1 and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Amps.
By the way, check your Facebook message. I sent you the PDF patch book. Okay. It's a classic patch book. It's kind of
for the on Messenger, you said?
Yeah, it's in your Facebook. I just sent it to
you. Either it's taking a minute, or you put it in somewhere else.
No, it's in yours.
Then it must be updating some.
It could be stuck.
The last thing I have from you in here is the notice that you were backstage.
Oh,
that's the last thing I
had to resend it. It was stuck. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just open. I think I have it somewhere. Oh, okay. Now you're gonna make me choose. Damn it, Janet.
Someone put a funny. Speaking of Facebook, someone put a funny Transformers cartoon on there, and Optimus Prime is talking to a Cybertruck and saying, "Can't you transform to something that doesn't suck?"
Very true. Natural sounds, rhythms, sound effects, advanced applications, advanced instruments. Ceremonial gong, no. Pianoforte, being about brass.
So you should share it, so people can see what you're doing.
How am I gonna do on Edge? And I don't know how to. Can I share?
You just go to share, and then you can just choose the screen that's open with that name.
Can I share?
It doesn't have to be Edge. It can be an app,
Edge,
an application,
like you do with
or an application. Is it open in a browser or in a PDF viewer?
It's in the browser. It's done in Edge.
Okay, yeah, it's just a tab, so you can
share screen.
Look at the.
Oh yeah, you can share tabs in Edge.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me see. Now I can't see what's coming out. Let me triple check. Oh, I need to bring it in. So it's gonna be like this, plus this, and I'm gonna try and find this. Says.
Are you looking for a specific one, or you just want to find something cool?
Something cool. This one called Zombie Organ sounds good. It's page. I lost it. Page 32. Okay. Sorry for the scrolling. Don't get dizzy. 32. No, that's. Huh? Sorry, 33. What? This book is out of order. It's giving me the odd pages first.
It's probably the idiot put the PDF together, but it should all be there.
Yeah, no, it should.
It's a free download. I think they had a proper download of it.
8
with permission, but I just grabbed
15. Okay.
This is from the original manual.
37. Okay, 36, 35, 33. See, now it's making odds. What am I missing here?
Is it doing 2 per page? Are you doing all the way?
No, it's either giving me only odds or only evens or both. It's totally out of whack. So 17, 19, 20.
Oh, I see what it's doing. It's jumping around. There's 15, 17, 16. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, 23, 25.
Yeah, keep going. Is it 24? 27?
32.
27, 29.
Pianoforte, electric piano, glitter guitar. That would be funny. 2 rhythms.
You're looking at the big black number, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to follow that, but you see, they're not in correlation.
It jumps around a little bit, yeah.
I mean,
I think they also omitted
blank
pages, maybe? I'm not sure.
God, this is a botched job. Okay, let's go for something that whatever we can find.
Yeah, just pick any old thing.
Oh wait.
But you can get the real one. There's a proper version on the Korg site somewhere. I'd have to go look for it. But
no. This is plenty.
This is easy to find
because this weird.
In general, this stuff uploaded to soundprogram.net is pretty good. But this is the first time I got this one.
Stereo bass and delayed violin. Sounds to be an easy one.
Yeah, it's not too much. It's only 4 cables.
Yeah, but then it's all the... Okay. Let's see. Can I... I'm going to eyeball it, so...
Yeah, don't do that.
Let's get a patch. So it's going to sound bizarre. I'm going to need to zoom this. I'm too blind for the shit. Where's this zoom? Where's this zoom? Here. No, that's the search. Is this a zoom? Doesn't seem so.
Don't pinch your laptop. That's rude.
It does, but here. zoom in. Okay, so the first one, but technically the first one was only LF4, right? Or no? Or we can do also later. This print is bad.
Yeah,
this print is bad.
But at least it's spatially set up the same way, right? There's not too many differences.
Okay, let's try and copy. So the sawtooth is straight to the VCA to substitute the fee. No. Although, let me try this once. I just got yesterday extra short cables and extra long cables, so I can do both stuff. So I'm gonna try with the extra shorts. Try to make it neater. Great.
Sometimes this weekend I still have to do a jam for the Inky Fest. I don't know if I have time, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. It's all modular. I always try to do those modular, those fests. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, you can start planning it right now.
Yeah, I'm too tired right now. I need to take a nap before I go out. Do some more stuff.
Bollocks. Do Rensis tomorrow?
Oh yeah, no, I never send unless I have trouble connecting from remote, whatever. But one time I felt kind of sick, and tired, or whatever. But no, I have time. I still have a couple of days this weekend to figure it out. But
this is the sampler hold.
It's unfortunately I won't be here. It's due by the 12th, which is actually a decent amount of time, but I don't have that much time left. I only have this weekend to really tweak it. So, and tonight's not going to happen. So it's a chunk of tomorrow and a chunk of Sunday, and if I can't get it, I'll have to abort. But they already printed up all the flyers and all that shit, so I don't want to not provide something since I said I would do it. I mean, all the literature and all the T-shirts and all that shit. So
what is that festival about?
It's Harbor Jams. They always do a festival every year of like sets. So instead of just the 5-minute Harbor Jam weekly thing, they do sets. So you had to go on to a thing and sign up for it, and it's like a spreadsheet thing. And then they basically, I think they try to they know the styles of everybody, so they try to categorize them so the flow works a certain way. And so it's usually several days because there's so many submissions. Usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And this is the sad thing. For the last major fest we had, she was around for Friday. She was chatting Saturday night. And then Sunday came along and there was no chatting. What happened to her? And they started looking for her, and that's when they found out she had passed. So she was there for Saturday. She didn't make it to Sunday.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, sad. So they're doing it, obviously in her memory. And everything's purple colored, and there's clothing you can get and other memorabilia from a website. And they've already, like I said, they already took the trouble to print up all the set lists and all the stuff. So I kind of feel like a dick if I don't submit something now. It's kind of late.
And where are they doing so?
Just Harbor Jams, the Harbor Jams channel, like everything else.
No, but since you said festival, I thought the people in UK would reunite in a location.
They done it before, but not this time. It's as far as I know, it's just.
I missed that one.
As far as I know, they're just online. So.
Okay, this is really, really bizarre. I'm doing all the tuning by eye, so it's gonna sound weird or not at all.
Well, you can get close. I mean, I've done these demos before with an MS-20 and stuff with some patches, and it's good. You can.
So I assume all the sliders that don't point at anything, they're all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the ADSR. The sustain is in blank. That can be zero.
Blank, I would just leave it.
What do you mean leave it? Leave it where?
They didn't care. If it's blank, they probably didn't plan on it.
Okay, I'm gonna do attack 0, sustain halfway, and release.
And obviously, if it doesn't sound like the patch, as advertised,
Wow.
and you may have to play with the blank ones.
Oh, and the AI is also very weird. Wow, this is huge. This is forever. Look at the AR.
Yeah.
Okay, this is weird. This is weird. So then when the one that says mixer, it's telling me to open the VCF. Oh yeah, the VCF goes up. And then open the VCA to taste, I guess. Cool. Reverse generator, I don't know why it gives one channel more than the other.
Right.
I put them equal.
No.
So, can you see where should I put? Because obviously this is designed to be triggered by the house keyboard, but now we want to trigger it with the PP1. Where should I put the CV? Where would you plug the CV?
It's been a while since I used mine, but there should be something pretty obvious with CV in.
Because obviously it's using all. The problem is it's using all the. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3. So it's using both VCH2 and 3 for signal. Yes, because the other one is the noise. It's not using noise. It's controlling the filter with the ADSR. I'm gonna mold the CV and send it to both VCOs. What do you say?
Sure, give it a whirl. I mean, you're not going to break anything.
No. It's
not weird or something.
Is it gonna make me believe that it's not tuning again? That is gonna be a weird one.
I mean, easiest thing is just try the patch with the keyboard real quick. Do you have a CV out keyboard?
Yeah, that's a problem. This is the barb. It doesn't have a keyboard, and I haven't plugged one yet.
You don't have any keyboard CV or controller to CV out?
That's the PP1 job. So let me see what we get now.
It's a quick way to tell and take that out of the loop altogether. So
what do we get if I plug? Well, it's very dark before it starts. Did you hear that?
I did, yeah. What's it called again? Something delayed violin.
Stereo bass and delayed violin. I'm looking at the notes here.
I'm hearing bass,
so it's
but I don't hear the violin.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 4 patch courses here, plus the CV multiplied for 2 VCOs. 1, 2, 3, and 3. Okay, let me. So yeah, I'm triggering the envelopes from the PP1. Raise number 2. Raise arrow into VCO1 and adjust sample hold rate for vibrato speed. Okay, what does that mean? Oh wait. Oh no. Oh, okay. You see, that's on the VCO1. There's a pointer and an arrow, and I think that's 0.2 on the notes, on the under notes. Raise arrow into VCO1 and adjust sample rate. Okay, I'm gonna get more sustain for the filter. Okay, let's see. going to slow down.
It's taking a bit to come in. So I guess that's the delayed violin because it takes a while for it to come in.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the stereo bass is.
So point 3, raise VCA arrow. Is everybody seeing the page for the badge?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, can you see my pointer on the screen? The circle.
It's kind of small on my screen, so I can't tell.
Okay. So I'm trying to point at the mixer. Huh. So the higher the VCA, the brighter for the violin. Sorry, the presence for the violin. Okay, I'm gonna do the sound slightly faster.
Are you wiggling the string, or is that just error?
Sorry, say it again.
Are you providing a string vibrato, or is it just wiggling? Is an error correction?
No, that's me.
Okay.
And glitches.
Does it follow a nice bend if you slowly bend?
Let me show you. I need to go back to our page and see what people is looking at. So let me go back to me for a second. So this is, I speed it up a little bit. This is how slow it is here. And then try to make it interesting.
Okay, so let's jump into the next note. It's not just going, it's going, it's like stepping, right?
And in fact, I'm wondering if that's the PP1 quantizing. Let me check.
Yeah.
No, I think it only quantizes when I put the bend into positions 1 and 2. So now it should quantize to half step.
Because that's one thing I noticed on the MIDI guitars is sometimes it would do. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay, so it's the other way around. When you put the bend into one of the two options to on, you turn it on, is when it tracks on real time. It still glitches because I'm mistriggering the strings around.
Yeah.
That's why it's getting harmonics and it's going mental because of it.
Bend. Yeah.
So if I go to a whole step, So you could say that in fact it works in reverse of what it says it's doing. That control is I think is this quantization. One quantizes around half a step, and two quantizes around a full step. But when you go then, in fact, what it's doing is increasing the tolerance for the system to choose if it's the same note pitch up or the next. So when you turn it off, the minute you move more than 20 cents, it thinks it's the next note. So that's why it sounds steppy, as in keyboard-like, ticky-ticky-ticky. But when now it's switched to a whole step.
Don't cut the psychedelic stuff.
Oh, you 1 second earlier. Let's do this. What? Okay, this is weird. I just turned on the reverb to full and it's gone. The reverb is not there. See? I put it to half.
Is your input level set wrong?
I don't know. Okay, let's go full minus, as mentioned. Dirty pots, dirty
Well,
faders.
some specs have a threshold too. If you don't give it enough input, it won't affect.
No, it's the other way around. It's when I give it full input, it disappears.
But it could be also gating or something if it's too much.
See, that's almost full. Obviously, it's not fast enough.
So if you do a quick go bing, 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 what does that do?
The envelope is not fast enough. I need to put the 80 out to 0. I just did, and then I should be able to. No, it's the filter. It takes forever. Let me fix that. Let's make it snappier.
Like a demented synth was rah 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 rah.
If you can entertain, I like to try and tune it the way it's asked in the book. You see that there is if we go back to this, down there on the notes, there's a specific tuning for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to hit that, but it might take me a minute. So what could we talk about in the meantime?
Middle C, 1 octave below. Oh, okay, I see.
So it's VCO2 is to middle C, is that right?
3 into middle C. 3 to middle C.
3.
3 to middle C, 2 to 1 octave below middle C. And 1 to 1 octave above. So it's just, yeah, you're covering the whole range.
So 3 to middle C, which is C4. Oh crap, not now. Come on. Booger. My guitar tuner ran out of battery.
Use your phone. Do you have a phone?
I have a tuner module. Problem is I'm learning. You know,
You should get an app on your phone.
Who is?
I have a tune on my phone.
Yeah, but for that I need a microphone. I don't have any speakers here.
Oh, you don't. Okay.
Which company is the one who started doing one U modules?
It's not Coma. It's I have to look it up. It's in my setup.
The other one sounds like Orange.
No,
but that's the second format.
No, it's hold on.
The one with the gray modules.
Easiest way to know is I have to go to Modular Grid and look at my setup because I don't remember.
Yeah. So I want C4, which is this one. Okay, it's definitely not this. I can't remember.
What?
What company is that? Bollocks. Sharp 4. Get in there.
Damn it.
IntelliGel?
No. It's like some German company or something. Hold on.
No, but the one, the one I think I'm talking about is IntelliGel.
IntelliGel's Canadian.
Yeah, but I think they were the first ones doing 1U. Well, at least the first ones selling it up at affordable price.
Oh, that's the 1U for sure. Yeah. Well, there's different. There's IntelliGel format, and there is some slightly offset size format, which is oh shit, I forgot now. And because I bought the wrong one by mistake, but I liked the price and the layout of the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
So I still was able to screw it into the 1U for IntelliGel.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the problem is the pinouts are also different. The power is different. I didn't know that.
Okay.
So I found a guy on Etsy who makes the custom breakout power cable for that thing. It was pretty cheap. So I just kept it and I used that. But it was a little pressure module. It looks like a bullseye.
Mm-hmm. And
you can like press on it and push around and
so I got the Zen scope from IntelliGel. It's freaking what's the name of that thing that has a screen and lets you see the
Mordex data?
No, the type of device.
Oscilloscope? Yeah.
It's an oscilloscope and it's a function generator, I think, and it's a tuner as well. That's the one I'm using right now. So VCO3 to middle C, that's done. VCO2, 1 octave below. So instead of C4, this is gonna be C3. Yeah, it's nowhere near.
Some issues with the stupid login.
Very close, very close. Almost there. Well, it's gonna be analogically out of tune. And then VCO1 to 1 octave higher above. So that is going to be C5. Why are you not reading?
I had that right. What the hell is going on?
Why are you not reading? Great, now my VCO one is not reading. Why is this? VCF. If this is an output. And this is an input. Why are you not?
What's going on?
I'm trying to tune VCO1, but it's not giving me a reading. I don't know why. I don't know why, because the other two went fine. Did the 2600 have oscillator synchronization?
I don't remember. It should have. So time period.
Now I am wondering what those switches in the oscillator section stand for. Because here they're LFO or VCO. And they're all of them in VCO. Why is it not reading? That must be so. What?
All that trouble just to get in my stupid modular grid account. What a pain in the
I'm trying to read the what's the word I'm looking for? The normalized connections to see if I'm plugging on the right spots. Yeah. VCO1 says that the patch cable goes on VCO, but the first plug in the BARP is LFO, not VCO. Am I right?
Here we go. I found it. Constant Lab with a K. Constant Lab has a 1U power checker module.
Okay.
It's actually called PWR checker.
But wait a second.
Really cool.
The power connection is bigger than 1U.
No, it's in the back.
Yeah, but it has to be...
It's a ribbon cable in the back. A very slim ribbon cable coming out of the back. And it has the plug.
You mean it's solder? It doesn't have a connector?
Yeah,
it's straight from the PCB.
Some custom heat shrink connector in the back or something like that.
Yeah.
But it gives you the
either
plus
that,
12, minus 12, and the 5 lights. So.
Yeah, because if it's not that, the connectors we all using, the tape computer type that we're using, those connectors are like 6 for you at least, just the connector.
Yeah, because the cable itself isn't big, but it's the receptacle is big.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's the jack. The jack
shrouded,
that connects the power.
header is kind of big, so.
And even if it's not shredder, so
but it doesn't have that. It's an integrated cable that came with it. That's shrunk.
That's what I mean.
And comes up the back of the normal end. So. But it's cool because the cases might have a spare 2U, and you could put one of those in, and there are a couple other 1U. Oh, sorry, I keep saying U. 1 HP. There's a couple of 1 HP modules on the market for different things, so you can always find a use for it. Curious now, I'm gonna look it up. What is how many 1 HP modules do I have now?
Okay, let's see if this is the way to tune it.
Oh, there are a bunch of 1 HP modules. Some are blinking panels.
It can be too low. Can it? I mean, it's making sound. I don't know why
wow, they make a USB-C hub, 1 HP.
What?
Yeah, for powering stuff like MIDI controllers and stuff.
So you connect a power USB-C, and that gives you your 3 rails.
It gives you 4 USB-C connectors for USB-C devices like MIDI controllers. Clever.
Just 1 second.
There's even a 1 HP power supply for your rack.
Okay.
So if you're really running out of stuff, and you don't have the space.
That's why. But it's still not reading. I don't get it. The other 2 VCRs read fine. Okay, let's try reading the sawtooth. Yeah, that reads fine. That reads fine. Oh, now it's reading. No, it's not. I don't get it. I'm gonna have to find a battery. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Be right back. Because I don't get it. I'm playing it. We can hear it, but it's not going through the tuner for some reason.
It's weird. It doesn't show up under Constant Lab anymore. Maybe they don't make it anymore. Constant Lab is still on the list. Yeah, power checker. They have it in red, they have it in green, and they have a black and they have a silver panel. So you have power checkers $28, and it's they have red LEDs, green LEDs, and you can get a black or a silver version.
Sorry, come again. What do you
power
say?
Checker I was telling you about. You get LEDs.
$20.
Yeah. For
Nice.
For peace of mind, in every case you have, you turn it on, it's going to work, and there's no problem. it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a few times when I was
Yeah.
hooking stuff up quickly, and I thought it was okay. I turn on, I go, oh shit, the lights aren't all there. So
Okay, that's not gonna work. Yeah,
I already fried 2 depth modules, the cheap
Yeah.
ones. I don't want to fry anymore, so because they don't put shrouded headers on those things.
I get you.
Bastard.
Not fun.
Just bad design. For modern stuff, they should.
Yeah, but we go. But we
It's original Eurorack, that's fine. But
We
modern,
go-
you should make it idiot proof.
yeah, first of all, why? That's why probably they will reply to you. Why they need to make it idiot proof? If you
Why
can't
bother putting
handle
a red
it,
stripe? Why bother putting a red stripe on the thing then if you can't tell? Because if the cable has a red stripe, but the receptacle, it's not clear how to plug it in based on the
Yeah.
circuit board, then that's on them,
no.
right?
I'm playing devil's advocate.
No, but there's no
Some-
devil's advocate if they make it completely obscure and obtuse.
Yeah, because they want to keep gatekeep the club,
Well,
so
guess
not
what they
everybody
got? Because
can.
that they got bad press. Because I've talked about that
Yeah.
in several shows, and
Yeah.
so some people may not buy their shit now because of that. And I don't want that to happen. I like their stuff,
Yeah,
but
no,
just
not
stick with
even-
the program.
I'm not
I mean,
talking
the guy,
about.
the guy invented the fucking format. He could have shredded headers nowadays if he wants to, right?
I'm not talking about Doffer. I'm talking about
I know, but that's what I meant.
the Cork Sniffer DIY synth community, because I've heard horror stories about their attitude to the newbies.
Yeah, but imagine
Like,
you
oh,
buy
if-
like a $2,000 module, you plug it in, oh, I've just fried
Yeah.
it. You know, now they can get away with that and not use shrouded headers by putting circuit protection, but that's more expensive than a shrouded header.
Yeah.
So just put the damn header in there, and it's keyed, and there's no way to make a mistake.
Yep.
No.
Okay, we're back in track. Problem is now I need to give.
It's the same reason they use polarized plugs in AC outlets nowadays.
In America.
If it's not a 3-prong, it's a polarized plug. If it's a 3-prong, it could be polarized or not polarized. But anything you can do to make things safer is always good.
and idiot proof. But once again, they have to, because that type of power gets handled by all sorts,
Oh yeah.
and it needs to be handled by all sorts.
Yeah.
No.
All right, I can hang a little bit longer. I gotta go take a nap. I'm getting kind of winding down because I didn't get my nap this morning after I was driving for a while, so I need to check out.
Just 2 minutes. I'm gonna. But wait. Ah, that's a good point. I think I found my third mistake. Because I'm sending the pitch CV from the PP1. I didn't connect the CO1 to it any other cable. So I'm gonna mult that one as well. Because the only patch cable is there is coming to create vibrato. That's a sharp 7, motherfucker.
For a second there, it sounded like you said bitch. Like, who's he calling a bitch?
Sorry, I'm a potty mouth.
Well, everyone is to a point.
When required.
Most people do it in private because they think it's improper, but you know what? Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Like, obviously you don't want to be foul-mouthed around kids all the time. It's not appropriate. But guess what they do on the playground? I had some of the
same stuff.
I had some of the worst jokes ever when I was in second and third grade.
Yes.
like really raunchy, really
because
crazy. And my parents would have been horrified to hear some of those jokes, and we're just laughing, like, you know, we kind of, some of that we're not, you know, obviously we're not sexually active. We don't get some of the jokes in detail, but we get it.
That's my
We
point.
get it, though.
Mostly because
I mean, you understand what's happening. You just don't get the nuance, but it's still funny. It's still silly,
it is.
and it's raunchy, right? And we're just laughing. My friend used to draw pornographic cartoons of this guy. He made a superhero character whose dick always saved the day. And so, like, help, we're trapped in the safe in the bank. We can't get in. It's a combination lock. I'll save the day. He pulls his pants down. This giant dick turns into a drill, and he drills through the wall. And, I mean, come on. That's hilarious, right? This is like, what, fourth grade? Maybe?
Kind of,
fourth grade,
yeah.
fifth grade, something like that.
Yeah.
And the drawing, I mean, I should have saved them. They're pretty good. They're classic, right?
Okay, let's give it a shot. I put the patch back as the book to the best of my abilities. Now I'm triggering all 3 oscillators, which take the 3 octaves. Although... Okay, the output is going straight, so I don't want the VCO1 through the filter, but I want 2 and 3. A chunk of this, the ADSR, but not all of it. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? Nothing. Yeah, that would help.
I love modular grid. When you make a mess with the modules outside the box, that little cat comes in.
Yeah.
Says, clean up your mess.
Yes. Filter a little faster. Now I can hear the...
I've used my modular in so long, it's going to be rusty as hell this weekend. It's going to be...
The tremolo is weird because technically the tremolo speed is applied only to the higher note, which I can't hear right now. Because it's not coming through. Okay, why is it not coming through? This is going straight from the oscillator. Huh. Okay, VCOs 2 and 3, I'd go into the filter, but the normalized connection of the filter is being overridden by VCO1. So why is it that I can hear the filter? Well, not now, sorry. Now. See, that's the filter opening. I think. Or is it not? No. Exactly. It's like the VCF is not coming through. Why? Oh, because it sends straight to the output, to the mixer. See that?
Yeah, my image is very small. I can't see the details right now.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah, the filter is coming straight to the mixer. It doesn't go through the VCA. So what's going through the VCA is just VCA. Why is it higher?
You playing Danny Boy there for a second?
Say what? Say what?
Sound like you're playing Danny Boy for a second there.
I wish I knew. But that's VCOs 2 and 3. If I try to listen to 1, makes no sound. Wait. Oh, okay. I think I missed one patch. Or did I put it on the wrong spot? No, this is right. Yeah, I missed one patch.
Shame.
So, output of the...
But there are only 4. You missed one of those?
Output. Yeah. Because my patch has way more cables because I'm sending the PP1 to all 3 oscillators.
Yeah.
So I'm missing the output from the VCA here, which is not in the same position.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Goes
different.
straight to the reverb generation.
I noticed that the first time I used
mixer.
one of these patch guides for the 2600s, the Behringer one was shit around.
So voltage amplifier control VCA output. It's called mixer out. Yeah, kind of. And give it just a notch. Okay. Oh. But that still doesn't sound. No, I'm still where I was. So internal clock out goes to LFO in and add to taste. Yeah, something's missing here because I still don't hear VCO1. If that's with 3 shut off, and that's with them turned on. Okay, what's saying on the bottom? Yeah, this is riveting. Raise VCA into mixer for violin.
Well, I'd like to hang some up. I'm
Presence.
fading fast, so I need to take my little nap. So
Yeah,
it's fun to hang out.
let's call it off because it's already too late. So
Next time, get your patches now. Next time, have one dialed in, and you can start off your show with one already set up.
yeah, but one of the points of today was also doing a patch.
Oh, yeah.
see how it interacts.
Sure.
And because my
No, but it could be there's some other weird things. So try another one next time ahead of time.
no. For the next time, I have the patch ready and this interaction.
And deconstruct it and redo it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So thank you very much for coming, and thank you to all of you watching. Remember, there's still tons of synth content through the weekend. You got Rancy tomorrow, 2ish. You got Synchrotron morning, 10ish. I'm talking UK times. Anything on Saturday evening? Any pub or?
I mean, Kent usually has something, but not always.
Okay. No Sinner Synth stream?
No, he only does those once in a while. We had one, was it last weekend?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I forgot if it was last weekend or one before. Time just flies on by.
But
that was a pretty good one. We did one on synth editors. So if you guys are synth editors, whether it's iPad, iPhone, computer-based, various other stuff from the cloud, stuff whatever. There's
awesome. I'll check that out.
Kinds of stuff. I brought as much as I could remember. There are a couple cool ones I totally forgot to bring up, but
I'll check that out. And I assume Sunday, the typical, possibly Jerry's, possibly Joe Synths, and those people from the siblings from your side of the pond.
Oh, SOR, yeah, they're usually SOR. They try to do stuff every day. That's part of the deal. It's just a stream a day, whatever the topic is. And I rarely get a chance to look at it. I'm just so busy lately, but they're there. So you can't miss them. They're there. So
yeah, I'm just dropping that. Yeah. So things oscillate, hopefully a little more interesting next. Let me check on that.
Well, don't say that.
Hopefully, I rather don't promise anything. Where's my calendar?
They say, well, I guess I'll hopefully tune in.
Yeah, fair enough. That's all we need. September, not August.
Yeah.
We'll be back on Friday, October 3rd, 2025. So take care, you all. Do tons of patching, tons of synth playing, and don't forget to please record. Bye.